in continuation to module 5, the third topic is features of graph database. In this, let's see only consistency now in this lecture. Rest of the features let's see in the later sections. So for an example, many graph databases are available like Neo4j, and Infinite Graph is also a graph database, OrientDB, FlockDB. So these are the 4 popular graph databases. And in this module we have taken Neo4j as an example database for discussing graph databases. And what are the features of graph database? This we know already. These 5 features are very common for any of the NoSQL database. It will be discussing about consistency, transaction, availability, query features and scaling. Out of these 5, let's see consistency of graph database. So consistency, which means whenever you write a data, that should be successful in the number of replicas you have mentioned. So whenever you fetch, the data should be the updated one. If it is the case, then we can say that the database is consistent. And in this picture you could see that the difference between the consistency level of graph database and other non-native graph databases. So Neo4j provides you casual consistency, which why? Because it follows ACID properties. Atomicity is there. So because of atomicity, whatever the data you update, that will be updated in appropriate way. So your data will be casual consistent all the time. So the graph transactions moves together as one ACID transaction with built-in safety. So you could see here, so when all the graph databases are connected together and each cluster is having the link with some other clusters. So you can have the number of clusters and all the clusters can also be connected together using Neo4j. So it guarantees the graph consistency. And when you take some non-native graph databases, you could see that it doesn't have atomicity, it is non-atomic, so that it is eventual consistent. So here if any node get failed, or if any 2 of the node get failed, in the picture you could see that one, if any node get failed, then it won't be communicating with the other nodes, so that your data will not be consistent all the time. So without atomic ACID graph transactions, the view of the graph and its property values is necessarily inconsistent. That is what if your application needs some consistency, and it is better to use Neo4j instead of using some non-native graph databases. Since the graph database are operating on connected nodes, most of the graph database solution usually does not support distributing the nodes on different server. So it is connected together. Even if you take Facebook as an example, the links and the people, all those things will be resided in the Facebook server. If they distribute it among the region of servers or in different distributed application, then it won't be working efficiently. That is why the graph are the nodes which are clustered together, that data should be stored in the same server instead of locating in different distributed servers. There are some of the solutions that support node distribution across the cluster of servers, such as Infinite Graph database. So even if you take some other graph databases, what it does is it distributes the data across the network, but it won't be that much efficient when compared with storing the data in a single server. Because in single server the data will be always consistent, and especially the Neo4j follows single server data storage of a single cluster, which will be having fully ACID compliant. And when running a Neo4j in a cluster, a write to the master is eventually synchronized to the slave, which means that whenever you write a data, the data written by the master will be distributed to the slave immediately. So whenever the slaves you are requesting for read, it will be always available. Why? Because the write has been synchronized to all the slaves. Write to the slaves are allowed and are immediately synchronized to the master. Even if any of the slave node does the write action, that will be synchronized with the master node immediately. Other slaves will not be synchronized immediately. Why? Because they are simply doing the read action. So the preference will be given for the write. So whenever a master write, immediately it will be synchronized to the slave node. Even if any of the slave node does the write action, it will be immediately synchronized to the master node, so that it won't be waiting for the data to propagate from the master. Even that slave node can also be providing the data whichever required. And graph databases ensure consistency through their transaction, and they won't allow dangling relationship, which means any node can join anytime, any node can be removed at any time. That won't be happen here. That is called as dangling relationship. It won't be allowed in Neo4j. What it does is, if there is a relationship among the node, then it should be exist throughout. The start node and the end node always have to exist. It should not be removed. If there is no relationship between the nodes, and if the node is no longer used, then it can be deleted, since it doesn't have any relationship attached to them. But if it has some relationship, then it can't be removed in any case. It should be exist throughout that graph database. And let's see how the consistency works. You could see this picture, and it allows for fast local reads and writes with global casual consistency across the cluster. So you could see here, first let's start with a write. A particular node is writing a data, and for that cluster you could see that there are number of read replicas are available. RR in the sense read replicas, and for analysis they have some separate node, and we call it as a core. C in the sense core. So whenever a write propagates, that will be written to that local core server first. So that first C, and after that it will propagate the new data to other local cores. You could see that from that first C it is moving to the other two C's. That is called new local cores. So first, whenever a data is written, it will be moving to the local core server. Once it has been written, that will be moved to other local cores, and then to the remote core servers. If any remote core server are there, from there it will be taken and it will be passed to that other cores. Like in the first picture you could see some C, and from C it will be moving to the read nodes. This is how write action performs. So whenever write is there, it is written to the local core server and propagates to the new core, and then to the remote core servers. And whenever some read is there, any node can perform. So read occurs at the high speed from the local replica server, and from there which gets refreshed by the local cores. Any local cores can read the data immediately. It will give the resultant for reading the data. This is how the consistency have been maintained. So first it will move to the local core, and then to the other local cores. From there it will be moving to the remote core. Any replica node can perform any of the read action, and if any of the replica node performs some write action, it will be immediately updated in the master node. If master does any of the write action, it will be immediately propagated to all the slave nodes. So the data will be available all the time, that too updated data. That is how it provides you high consistency when compared with other non-native graph databases. So that is what about consistency. Here consistency is eventual consistent when we use non-native graph databases. When we use graph database, that too Neo4j, it provides fully consistent because it follows ACID compliance throughout. Thank you.